Last night I had a very long and bizarre dream. I was dreaming that my stepbrother Yugi was sick. For some unclear reason, I had to go to Sukapura to get medicine. I went with several relatives, usually Robi, and maybe 2 more. I don't really remember, but I think there were 4 of us in total. We walked to Jurang Jantra to catch public transportation. On the way, we talked about how my stepbrother's son should stay with me while his father was ill. When we arrived at the public transportation stop, I saw about 4 people already waiting there. They were also my relatives who wanted to go to Sukapura to get medicine for Yugi. I didn't know why so many people were going. Several vehicles came, but we couldn't board because there were 8 of us and not enough seats. So we waited for the next one. Then a pickup truck from Ngadirasi heading to Ngadirejo came by. It was driven by someone wearing an orange patterned sarong. He asked if anyone wanted to go with him, but since we were going to Sukapura, no one accepted his offer. After a while, another public transportation vehicle arrived. This time, Yuja didn't want to take it because he had had a bad experience with it before. He told us that once when he ordered food in Sukapura, the vehicle had to wait for him for 30 to 60 minutes. Because of that, the driver punished him by giving him the worst seat. The back seat, which was hot because of direct sunlight and also dirty. The seat only became clean because Yuja sat there and all the dirt stuck to his clothes. Then another vehicle came, but we had to decline again because there still weren't enough seats. Some students were inside, probably because school had just ended. The driver even tried to negotiate with the passengers inside, suggesting he would take us first and let the others wait. I noticed one of the passengers was Sarah, a high school friend of mine. I used to have romantic feelings for her, but strangely in this dream, her face was not Sarah's but Fiffin's, my junior high school girlfriend. I talked to her and learned that she had already graduated from college, become a specialist, and opened a private practice in Probolinggo City. Meanwhile, I still hadn't graduated after 7 years. It wasn't because I was stupid, but because my education system required more time to finish. Then the scene changed. We were already in a public health center in Sukapura. We had gotten the medicine, and it was time to pay. Ulfi had trouble paying, so I went to the cashier to handle the transaction. Since I had no cash, I used QRIS. But the cashier wasn't professional and didn't know how to process it, which made it difficult for me. I felt the cashier was at fault, because it should have been his responsibility to guide the payment process. Instead, he didn't know. Which reminded me of how government employees often just collect a paycheck without working properly. During the transaction, I hesitated because the details sent to my phone showed that the payment record was from 2 days ago. That's why I doubted proceeding. Was afraid of being scammed.